Next is Victor Osimhen, our footballer Victor Osimhen. Why is he on the list? He faced challenges. He was on loan from Napoli. He was loaned to Galatasaray in Turkey. And the loan was for 1 year. After 1 year, he had to go back to Napoli. Napoli were interested in keeping him. He said no, he wants to leave because he doesn't like the treatment he received prior to when he went on loan to Galatasaray. But the club made things difficult. The approach by European clubs were thwarted. At the end of the day, Victor Osimhen decided he would like to stay in Galatasaray, but it was not easy. It was a battle. The club, Galatasaray, had to put in a lot of effort, a lot of money to make that possible. So, with all the pressure he faced from Napoli, with all the criticism he received at the time when he had some injury and when he was not really in good form, yet Victor Osimhen has stood tall, has shown a lot of bravery, a lot of courage, deciding I want to go back to Turkey. I want to stay in Turkey, and he had a permanent deal with Galatasaray. And now he's flying high, representing Nigeria in the African Nations Cup for men, the male African Cup of Nations, AFCON. He has scored a goal and he has contributed a lot towards the Super Eagles. They've won their first 2 matches, and I wish them all the best. So Victor Osimhen, for all he went through and stood tall, and he was able to hold his own. At the end of the day, he was able to get what he wanted, and he's staying in Galatasaray. So that makes Victor Osimhen joins this list. And then we have next on the list is Harrison Gwamniosho. Harrison Gwamniosho is an activist. He's an activist that has been very active. Someone who he said he went to prison unjustly, and then after he was released, he decided to fight for those who don't have a voice, to help those who are helpless, And in recent years, he has been helping those who have been kidnapped and those who have been taken. First, before the kidnapping issues, there are those who have been extorted by law enforcement. If people are on the road and they are stopped by law enforcement agencies and they were unduly extorted, if you get in touch with him, it will help to see that those money were returned. And then those who have loved ones kidnapped, those who have loved ones taken into the bushes, he has been instrumental in seeing that those ones are rescued. So he has been doing that. He's been doing a lot of work. And then recently we saw that he was arrested. He was detained after appearing, after going to the Edo State Police Command, where he was held, and there's a lot of talk back and forth whether what he did, whether he did what was right or not. But I know that Harrison Gwamniosho has shown a lot of courage, because what he did takes a lot of courage. It's not easy for somebody to volunteer, for somebody to go into the bush, to seek rescue for those who have been kept in the bush. So for the courage and bravery that Harrison Gwamniosho has shown, he has been released from police detention, but the matter is still under investigation. So for the courage and bravery he showed, Harrison Gwamniosho is top 10 male personalities of 2025 in my list. The next is Koshe, the big bird, at C_Mobike. This is somebody, Koshe is somebody who usually do skits, football skits, very comedic, funny skits, and he is very active in the football sporting arena, Then recently he decided to uncover and talk more about some of the things that have been happening in the some of the things that have been happening in the football world in Nigeria, the NFF, Nigeria Football Federation. So Koshe has lend his voice, lend his platform to talk about the underdevelopment of football, and that this can be attributed to lack of accountability on the part of NFF, to account for the money they receive from FIFA, and to account for not being able to do well in promoting football in Nigeria. He showed a lot of courage. When people are just interested in how they can just get by and get money, Koshe has shown interest in development of football, and he has raised a petition now on change.org, urging people to sign. I saw the petition and I signed it. So Koshe, for the bravery is shown to talk about the lack of accountability, the lack of transparency, and allegations of corruption, allegations of misappropriation of funds, and all that. And we saw how the Super Eagles, went on strike, and they did not train for a day while they are preparing for a World Cup qualifier. So for bringing to light this issue and for bringing it to limelight and staying on the case, Koshe is among the top 10 personalities of 2025 in my list. The next on the line is Asake musician Ahmed Ololade. Stage name is Asake. Asake left the Olamide, music label, and he faced challenges in trying to be on his own, and at the point people felt that, oh, Asake is going down. But no, Asake stood tall. He went back, and planned and plotted, and he is back. In this December, we saw concerts he has done. He has shaved his hair, and this is Asake 2.0, and he's doing well as the star that he is. So for facing a challenging time and refusing to be down and standing up and showing a lot of courage and strategy and innovation and coming back stronger, Asake is among the top 10 personalities of 2025 in my list. Then the last but not the least in my list is Officer Yerima. Remember Officer Yerima that had a face-off with Nyesom Wike, because there was a piece of land that was owned by the Vice Admiral Gambo retired, and the FCD authorities have been threatening to destroy the land, take over the property and destroy the place. So he sent Officer Yerima, who is head of his security detail, to go and secure the place, and then FCT Minister Wike heard that there are some military personnel that are in the land preventing us from going in. So they said Wike called the chief of defense staff. He was told to hold on, they will investigate. He called the chief of naval staff, and he was also told the same thing, that he should wait. Instead of waiting, he went with his entourage, the security detail, thinking that he could threaten Officer Yerima. But Officer Yerima stood his ground, and even when Wike called the chief of defense staff, the Officer Yerima calmly respectfully explained to the chief of defense staff the situation of things. At the end of the day, it was Wike that had to back out. That seemed to be the beginning of things not going well for Wike, because before that, there was hardly anyone who stood up to Wike before that. Then after that, we saw that after Officer Yerima stood up to Wike, we also saw Governor Sheyi Makinde and Bala Mohammed standing up to Wike. Wike went to the PDP secretariat when things were going down. He couldn't come down from his vehicle. He had to stay in his vehicle, and his group had to go and meet him in his vehicle. It was the governors really stood tall. Bala Mohammed and Sheyi Makinde, even with all the tear gas and all that took place. And then we even see that Sinfo Bara has been liberated. He has defected to APC against the wishes of Wike. So Officer Yerima set the stage, and since then things haven't really been the same for Wike. So for Officer Yerima, for all he did, for standing tall, showing bravery in extraordinary circumstances, he makes up one of the top 10 personalities in my list of male personalities in my list of 2025.